the first card you have for your past is the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I'm actually seeing freedom in this card. I'm seeing, yeah, freedom was what you wanted, what was on your mind at this time, I think. I'm just looking at this bird just above this beautiful queen's head, and that's what was on your mind, freedom, which is what this bird obviously represents. And you wanted freedom. You wanted freedom from people who weren't being completely honest with you, I think. You know, the Queen of Swords can be very, very honest. Brutally honest, actually. She'll tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear sometimes. You know, she's a very kind queen, but she's totally honest. And nothing gets past her. Nobody can fool her. And, you know, if they want to try, she's ready with her sword. She's ready for them. So you've definitely been through some difficult times in love, I'm seeing. And you've had to deal with situations where I think things were being hidden from you, actually. I'm seeing someone, I don't know if this was your last relationship, but whoever this was, they're very quiet. They were quiet when they were hiding things. And I think you knew. I think it was like, you know, when things suddenly went quiet, you knew that something was up. It's like maybe they weren't answering you. You were texting them, they weren't answering you, or they were saying things like, oh, my phone needed to be charged. Yeah, and oh, my battery died, sorry. Or, oh, I didn't hear your call. Oh, I didn't know you wanted to contact me. You know, it was these excuses. But then when you're trying to get in contact with them, they suddenly went quiet. And you knew something was up. You knew something wasn't right. They were hiding something from you. You know, it's a bit like having tiny children in the house with you. When you can hear them playing or doing whatever they're doing, it's fine. But then when things suddenly go quiet, that's when you have to go and investigate what's going on with these small children, just in case they're not, you know, doing something like drawing on the walls or cutting up your curtains or something like that. So you have to go and investigate when it's quiet. And yeah, speaking of children, they were childish. Their behavior was very childish. They were emotionally childish. If they were having problems with you, they should have said something to you instead of just running off and hiding or doing whatever they were doing. But yeah, you were finally free from all of this mess, and you just wanted to stay away from it, really. You just wanted to stay free from all of this, freedom from this. And I think from now on, you know, I think you'll just be able to be free from that kind of behavior, because you'll see what's coming. I'm just looking at this queen, and she's up in the clouds. There are clouds all around her. She can see everything that's coming because she's up high in the sky. So from now on, you'll know whether who's in front of you is someone who you want to bring closer to you, or whether there's someone who you want to cut off with your sword, like this queen. The next card you have for your past is the Hanged Man. So yeah, again, yeah, I know I'm accused sometimes of talking about the past, people in the past, but whatever I see, I say. So that's what I'm seeing. This Hanged Man is hiding something. He has his hands behind his back. So again, this is what they were doing. They were hiding something from you, and you just had enough. You'd had enough of that kind of behavior. And I think this was a time of looking back for you, from healing from all of this. And that's probably why this is all coming up in this reading. Because when you're healing, you're looking back and you're thinking about all of this stuff, and it's coming up in your head. So I think that was what was happening. And I think at this time also, you just weren't ready for anything new, for anyone else, for any new relationships in your life. You know, when you have the Queen of Swords and you have the Hanged Man straight after that, obviously you're definitely not ready to jump into anything new. I think you were just analysing the past. I think you were just letting things go. And yeah, there was new growth, new thoughts, you know, with this leaves on this tree, with this Hanged Man, new thoughts, because he has a light bulb around his head, new ideas and all of that. But these were all centered around yourself. These were all things about you, thinking about yourself and what you wanted to do by yourself. This was a time of self. That's what I'm seeing. So the last card you have for your past is the Nine of Cups. So again, you were trying to be content by yourself. You were doing things by yourself, and you were relying on yourself. And maybe you were doing things like, you know, decorating your surroundings to your own taste. Might have been something like that. Because I think I think there might have been a lot of times in your life when you couldn't have things the way that you wanted. I think you've always had to compromise. And, of course, in a relationship, compromise is necessary. But I'm just getting this feeling of you might have been thinking or saying to yourself, oh, I can have things the way I want to now. I'm going to surround myself with what I want, not what other people want. So that's the kind of feeling I'm getting around this. And I think, that's what you were doing. I'm not saying that you were going out and buying loads of new things. Maybe you were. But I think, there goes a motorbike. Thank you very much. Okay, let me concentrate again. I think you were buying some things for yourself, just kind of nurturing yourself and putting things around your place that you felt happy about for yourself. And you're buying little things that kind of changed your surroundings and changed your mood. And I think sometimes people think that little things such as candles or pictures or just little things that you like aren't important. But these things can really alter your mood, especially if they're things that you love, things that have kind of special meaning to you. Framed photos, things that remind you of good times and other people, trips away, things like that, colours that you love. They're special and they add to this feeling of contentment. And that's what you're doing. You're doing whatever you could to make yourself feel content, happy and by yourself, and kind of happy being by yourself. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have for your present is the Fool. I love this card. This is a fantastic card. I think you're still going to be going through this process of finding out who you truly are by yourself, for yourself. I know finding yourself sounds a bit cringy, but I think, you've had to compromise so much all throughout your past, maybe even throughout your childhood. Because the Fool on this card, obviously he's free, he's leaping forwards, he's making a decision to kind of follow himself, not anyone else, himself. But he's carrying his belongings with him, and his belongings come from his past, and he's bringing them with him in this red cloth. So maybe subconsciously you might have felt that you had to compromise a lot as an adult, because you might have been forced to or made to compromise a lot when you were a child or growing up. It could have been that, it might be that you had to put other people first, or maybe you felt that you weren't being heard as a child, or your voice wasn't important as a child. That's how you might have been feeling growing up. And your voice is important. And if this is all resonating with you, I'm really glad that you're going through this process, because this is going to get you past that feeling about yourself. And you might still have some of these family members in your head now telling you that, you have to come second or third or even last, which is horrible. But, why should you? Why should you come last? This is your time. Again, I'm saying this is time for you. This is all about you at this time. And, as long as you're not harming other people, you should be able to do what you want for yourself. Why not? I'm not saying that you should become a really horrible, selfish person or anything like that. But I think, you've had too many little white dogs telling you what to do. Look at this card. There's a little white dog telling him, no, don't fall off the cliff. Don't do what you want. You have to do what I say. You have to do what I say. That's what I'm seeing in this card. So you've had a lot of these little white dogs telling you what to do throughout your life, telling you to come second or third or last and don't think about yourself. So ignore them. Ignore the little white dogs. That's what I'm seeing in that card. The next card you have for your present is the Magician. Another beautiful card. I love these cards. The Fool and the Magician. Obviously, I like these because they're Aries cards. I know that. But this is your time. When you have the Fool and the Magician, this is your time. This is the time to think about the things that you've always wanted to do, but you didn't think you'd be able to do, or the things that might have come into your mind, but then you threw them out because you thought, well, they're just dreams. They'll never happen. But you're by yourself right now if this is resonating. You don't have to ask anyone's permission, excuse me, if you're not sure if you're not sure where to start with this. I'm just thinking, I'm just seeing all these things flying in your head, and you kind of just don't know where to start with them. It's like things fly into your head and then you throw them out and you say, no, that's a crazy idea. I can't do that. That's going out of my head. That's going out of my head. And then I think if you sit down, because I was trying to say to you, write down all the things that you think are kind of, that you'd really love to do, but seem crazy to you, that seem out of reach to you. But that's quite difficult to do that, because if you do sit down with a piece of paper or your phone, you've kind of forgotten all those things. So I think what you really should do is, you might want to listen to this, not want to listen to this crazy advice, but this is what I'm seeing in this card that you should really do. Instead of doing that, just go about your day, do your normal thing, whatever. And then when an idea comes into your head, something like, wouldn't it be great if that happened? And then you're about to put it out of your head and think, oh no, that's crazy. Don't put it out of your head. That's when you write it down. So if an idea comes into your head that's like, oh, imagine if I could do that. Imagine if I could travel to there. Imagine if I could go to the Caribbean, for example. Might not be that. Or imagine if I could start this business, selling this thing I love selling. Imagine if I could start writing a book. Imagine if I could start doing this. Oh, no. And before you think to yourself, oh, that's crazy, write it down. So write all of these things down. This is what I'm seeing in the Magician card. Write all these things down. Catch the ideas. You have to catch them. They're going to come into your head, but then they're going to come out again. So you have to catch them while they're in. It's like you've got this big net and you have to catch these ideas. And catch them, put them all, write them all down, put them all there. And then what you need to do is think of the one, look at all these ideas on this piece of paper or on your phone or wherever. Go through them in your mind, look at them all, and look at the one that makes you feel happiest. The one that makes you feel the happiest is the one you need to start on. Do that, start on the idea, and then what you need to do is, this is the Magician card, so it doesn't mean that it's going to magically fall in your lap. Of course, it's not going to do that, but the Magician is telling you, you can do these things, you can do it, you can. So start with the thing that you're happiest, and then start to plan. So for example, if this is, for example, as I was saying, I want to go to the Caribbean. I'd love to go to the Caribbean. So if you'd love to go to the Caribbean, what you do is you say, okay, so what do I have to do to get there? Let's research how much it costs. Okay, okay, so that's a lot of money, all right. So how am I going to save to do that? What am I going to do to get there? How long is it going to take me to save? It doesn't mean I can't do it. It just means that it's going to take a while to get there, even if it takes a year. That year is going to go by whether you save to go to the Caribbean or not. So you might go through that year and then you look back and you say, oh, what have I done? I haven't done anything. Or you could say, I've saved that money to go to the Caribbean. Now I can go. Isn't that fantastic? So I know this sounds really cringe. I'm sounding really cringy, I'm sorry, but you know what I'm talking about. So whatever it is, whether it's a travel, whether it's a business, and I am seeing business here, so I think business might be one of your ideas, some kind of business. But yeah, plan these things, make them work for you. And but what I'm seeing in the Magician card is these things are possible. Do not throw them out of your head. Okay, so I won't say any more about that because I think I'm sounding a bit crazy. So the last card you have for your present is the King of Pentacles. So yeah, this is all going to take time, work, planning, all of that. And that's how the King of Pentacles got to where he is, because he planned, because he worked, because he took the time to do all of this. And this is also showing me that these things that you're thinking about in the Magician card can definitely happen. Pentacles are all about the earth, the real world, material things. So what you imagine in the Magician card can be brought into your reality, into your real world. So don't forget that. Don't dismiss things. Don't say, oh, that will never happen. Don't say that. You can do it, but you have to think, you have to plan, you have to, use your time, take your time, really work this out properly. I'm also seeing in this card an exchange of money. I don't know if you're thinking of making a large purchase or if you're going into some kind of contract. I don't want to worry you, but just be careful. Just be careful to read through everything properly before you go ahead. That's what I'm seeing here. The King of Pentacles is really, really sensible. He's very thorough about things. And because you have the Fool in this reading as well, I just want to make sure that you're careful about what you're getting into. I'm not seeing anyone trying to cheat you or anything terrible like that, but just be careful. Just take all the time that you need, read everything carefully before you go ahead with anything. I'm trying to say the word anything. So yeah, read through carefully, slowly. I know it's probably boring, but that's how the King of Pentacles got to where he is. He doesn't skip through anything. He's very careful. So the first card you have for your future is the Two of Cups. So yeah, I'm actually seeing an old friend in this card, a friend of your family. It could be someone who you've known for a long, long time. And this could be someone who, yeah, this is someone who you're very familiar with, I'm seeing. I think this is someone who, you know, if they walked into the room right now, you'd feel totally comfortable with them and you'd know just about everything about them as well. I think this person might have some kind of knowledge or some kind of expertise that can really help you with one of these things that you wanted to manifest or that you want to manifest in the Magician card. And this card's all about close communication and close connections. It can be about love, obviously, but that's not what I'm seeing in this card. I think you're probably going to be in contact with this person very, very soon. I think someone, probably a mutual friend, might suggest that you either meet up with them or you connect with them in some way very soon. And this isn't going to be a one-off either. I think you're going to stay in close contact with this person. And I think they'll keep on helping you or advising you in some way. You might even end up in some kind of partnership with them. And again, maybe that's why I'm seeing business. Maybe they're going to be in some kind of business partnership with you. There is some kind of long-term partnership that I'm seeing here. And you totally trust this person, you respect them, they respect you as well. So this is really good. This is looking really good. The next card you have for your future is the World. So I am seeing something to do with the relationships in this card, but I'm not seeing any great big important relationships coming your way. If you're single, obviously. I think there might be someone coming into your life, some kind of a love connection. But if you're thinking of anything serious, just be a bit careful around this, be a bit cautious, because I'm seeing a connection that doesn't last for very long. And I think you will continue to be cautious with this, because I think you still have this Queen of Wands kind of energy around you. Sorry, not Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords kind of energy around you. So I'm just getting this feeling that yeah, you're going to be wary of anyone anyway. So I think someone might come in, they might come and flirt with you a bit, they might want to do whatever with you, and you're going to say, well, no, I just, not for now, just, this is just a no from me right now. You know, I know this isn't going to last. Queen of Swords is there. I'm just thinking of myself at the moment. I'm not going to go anywhere with this. But I am seeing in this card that you are getting a lot more control over your life. So that's telling me that you might be starting to plan some of these things in the Magician card. So if that's the case, if that's what I'm seeing, I'm really happy that that's what's happening. But yeah, this control, planning these things and moving forward with these things is what's going to give you this freedom in this Queen of Swords. So yeah, it's all kind of tying in there now. The last card you have for your future is Temperance. So yeah, this person in the Two of Cups who's going to be helping you, they might actually be a bit of a perfectionist actually, and that's fine. I think you do respect each other's opinions, but I think there might be some areas where you might both have to come back into balance with each other. There are going to be some disagreements. I think there are going to be some times where you might even need a third person to step in and help with some of these decisions that you're going to make, because I think you are going to disagree on a few things. Don't worry about this. I'm not seeing arguments. I'm not seeing you going to fall out. I'm not seeing that you're going to break the partnership or anything like that. This is going to be a really good, solid partnership. You're both going to be feeling very passionate about whatever this thing is, and that's a good thing. And that's why you're kind of having these, you're going to have these kind of disagreements, because you're both very passionate. And also this is showing me that this person is telling you, they're very honest. They're going to be telling you what they really think about things. They're not going to just be telling you what they think you want to hear. So that's another positive thing. Like, it sounds like a negative that you're going to be arguing or disagreeing, but it's actually a positive thing. So if this is all resonating, this is going to be a really good partnership. Yes, they're going to be ups and downs, but I think it's going to be okay. And again, don't stress about this. You're going to achieve some really good results together. And again, I am seeing a business. So if a business is something that you're thinking of in the Magician card, this is going to be very, very good for you, and you're going to be in this really good partnership with someone. That's what I'm seeing.